Thank you very much. Thank you. I was not sure what I'm going to speak, but I think this platform has given me a subject to speak, and that was honoring of all our associates, especially people who are coming from the PWD community. I think when we recognize people, CEOs or managers, we always do a standing ovation. Can we do this once for these youth, please? This is for everybody. This is for everybody. Thank you so much. And I must say, I just want to go back in my journey of Crane. When I and Amisha started this in 2011, there were just 5 companies in the country who were taking persons with disability. And mostly they were from the service, QSR, and restaurants. And I know when I met GRV, I met Damodar, I met Neville, I met Shopper's team and everybody. We said, can we really make this industry inclusive? We started off with one center in Hyderabad and had 22 PWDs who actually graduated from there and took the job. In the last 10 years, we have skilled 21,700. I think we just crossed 28,000 youth with 74% of them getting jobs in retail. Ladies and gentlemen, retail industry is really becoming inclusive. But this is just a drop in the ocean. I was talking to GRV, they've crossed 100,000 people, but we have 1,500 PWDs, which is 1.5%. Shoppers has some 65, 70 people, which is 2%. Vishal Megamart has 2,000 people, but they are at 10% and want to go to 20%. I think this whole inclusion is not about trying to show that we have become inclusive. Like you saw here, each and every person who has joined the industry has actually proved for themselves to say that they are contributing employees and contributing members of the company. And their productivity is higher, their attrition is lower, their retention is much more. But you know, when we talk of this 2%, we think that we are making an impact by getting this 2% into the industry, but no. You know what's the big change that happens? As a community, we are not sensitive to these people because we have not seen them, we have not had access to the community. But when 2% join the organization, the big change happens to the 98%. I and you become really sensitive. So when 28,000 people or 30,000 people have gone, and we are not able to actually fulfill the requirement of the industry. I think the industry today at 46 million people working, modern retail at close to about 3 million, going to 5 million. Just imagine if you take 4% or 5%, what a difference it will make. And don't forget that we are only that industry which is service, and we are at the last mile. We not only impact the 98% of the people who work with us, but we also impact the millions and millions and millions of customers who come to our store. I know, and our research shows, we do an impact study every 2 to 3 years, our research shows that the customers go to that store if they have a choice where you actually have such people working. I know that the industry has become inclusive, we're taking a lot of women workforce, that's fantastic. But still, women workforce is 22%. I think it's important for us to move from 22 to 45 to 50 or maybe 55. I was hoping the women will clap for me for that, but that's okay. But I also know that most of the HR leaders here are women. Okay, so you have to ensure that you get more and more women into the workforce. We have started a program called Train Her. But what we are doing is very small and very limited. I mean, we can't actually achieve things without the support of the industry. But the industry is making a yeoman service as we move forward. I have evidence to say the customers go to that store where we are inclusive, and not only with women, but also with persons with disability. We, in our journey of the last 11 years, have actually said we have done about 22,000 youth whom we have skilled, persons with disability. We currently have about 42 centers across the country. But we have taken a call to say 22,000 is fantastic, but this industry which has millions and millions of people, okay, can we really impact 1 million PWDs in the next 10 years' time? Which is from 22,000 to 10 lakh, 1 million. And this is a call that I took along with Amisha and just made a statement for ourselves, not because I am confident of myself or her or us, but I'm confident about the industry. Will the industry say yes to a movement like this? A million persons with disability joining this industry in the next 10 years' time, yeah? And Train or a Project Punk cannot do it. Okay, we'll get lots of NGOs together, lots of retailers together to make this happen. But just imagine 1 million people on the floor will impact probably 100 million, 500 million people across. So when we're talking of DEI, the whole equity is important, the whole inclusiveness is very important, the diversity is important. But I think it's also important for us to become a little more sensitive towards these individuals. Now, when we skill them, we are very clear that you will not be treated differently. Okay, the nomenclature may be you are differently able, but you are not going to be treated differently. When you go into the workforce, you will be treated exactly the way that anybody else is treated. But we do impact studies. The impact study has just got released, the draft of it, and I had requested my agency to give me a draft today for this meeting. We will have a final report in the next 4 weeks and we'll circulate that to all of you. There are 2 or 3 things I want to urge the industry to do. There are kids and youth who join us who are orthopedic disability, locomotive challenges. They require a little more different treatment. Okay? We have found that a lot of them are not able to stand for 8-10 hours, especially when they have a lower limb disability. Yeah? So can I request the industry to be a little considerate, and if there is a way their shifts could be cut into smaller portions. After 2 hours, can they get a 10 minutes break, or can they get some place to sit across? It's because of the challenges that they have. And we have found a lot of them having varicose veins. We don't know the solution. Other than that, I thought I should really ask you for this. We also realized 2 things, and I'm sure all of you know. We did a study to find out how has the retail associate grown financially. Because we talk of well-being. The next panel is talking about well-being. And well-being can be multiple well-being, mental, physical, intellectual, financial. So when we looked at it, because 90% of retail associates working whether in modern or traditional retail, okay, are mostly covered by the minimum wages. And minimum wages is inflationary adjusted compensation. So if I look at a 20 years of journey, those who have not got promoted into the next level have remained an associate. They keep moving laterally, taking a 500 rupees jump, have not been able to beat the inflation. Now, this is a very, very serious issue that we find. I'm not saying that we should just go ahead and increase salaries. But one of the things they say is कि हम पढ़े लिखे नहीं हैं, कोई हमको पढ़ाता भी नहीं है, तो आगे कैसे बढ़ेंगे? When you meet the parents, parents don't think very highly of these kids because they think पढ़ा लिखा नहीं है, फेल हो गया, 12 पास हो गया, तो बेकार हो गया, दुकान में काम करो. So how do you build their aspirations? So I have a request to the industry. Can we not just do assessment center, pick 10 out of 100 and do development center and see how they can get promoted? Is there a way that the industry can do a development for all the 100? I don't know what methodology. I see companies for HRMS, there are training organizations sitting across. So what happens is out of the 100, the brighter stars you pick up, but when the 90 leave and go, they go to a next small shop in a mall, become a supervisor, they go to a kirana or a small local shop and become a supervisor or a store manager. They are actually going into our industry and they are actually serving the customers. So when they do well in a small shop or a traditional shop, they are building up the industry standard of service and they are also growing. So this is just a thought because when I talk to them, they say this, you know, पढ़े लिखे नहीं है, कोई पढ़ाता नहीं है, आगे कैसे बढ़ेंगे? So maybe there is a need for the industry to work to say how can we help them develop. Don't forget a lot of our management trainees. I can tell you my first batch of management trainees so proud of is Rahul Veera from Skechers, Dhimant, Alok Dirajan. I mean, they're all our first batch management trainees. They're all CEOs in companies. Okay, but if we had thought to say, okay, you train them, they'll go and become CEOs somewhere else. Let's not train them. It would have been so foolish and selfish. But today the industry has seen the benefit of all of us training people together. So we do it for the head office staff, the CEOs. Can we do it for the front-end associates? That will make a big, big difference to the industry. So coming to the subject of DEI, when we took this call of 1 million, I met Mr. Kumar Rajgopal and Mr. Biju Kurian, the chairman of RAI, to say that can we really together work as RAI and train and make the industry more inclusive. I must say that in the last conference, RAI and train signed an MOU that over the next 10 years, we will make 100% of our RAI members inclusive. So we are going to come to each one of you and say, hey, can we become inclusive? Can you take more PWDs? And idea is not that you take 2% or 4% or 10%. If you start with 1, I think you've done a fantastic job. So we have to make a beginning, and we have as RAI and train done this together, and we'll actually take it forward to make this. And they are fabulous. They are fabulous, okay? In fact, I got a response from some of the people saying, you know what? They leave after 3 to 6 months. So I asked, what is your overall attrition? oh, attrition is between 35 to 50%. So why are you say pinpointing they leave? Everybody leaves. It's very, very normal and natural for a 500 rupees shift there. So they are not different. It's just that they come from a different environment. They require that kind of a challenge to take it on and do things further. So that's all about DEI I want to talk to. Once again, I want to thank the industry, and I hope that all of us together, and I'm going to get a lot of NGO partners together because we can't do it alone, really make the retail industry the real forward-running industry for inclusion, especially at the strata that we deal with. And because that's the way we are spreading, look at Reliance, I don't know, I think they also have lost count of the numbers and where they go. I don't think anybody in Reliance can take the first 500 cities they are in name, I'll give them a 5,000 rupee gift voucher. Anybody who can take the first 1,000 cities where they are in? No, that's the growth that they are seeing. So what this also does is when you go to small areas, small muffle places, you are actually creating local employment. That's a fabulous thing to pay 12,000 in a tier 4 city is much better than paying 15,000 rupees in Mumbai, Bangalore or Delhi. So this industry has the ability to do it. We are doing it. We made a beginning. I hope all of us together will take it to the next level. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.